Okay, for this question we need to have two formulas. The first of our formulas is this one, K equals 1 divided by the marginal propensity to save, and the question gives us this number right here, 0.25. Now what does this actually mean? It means that when you receive an additional dollar, you keep a quarter of that extra dollar, 0.25. Now you spend the rest, and that's the marginal propensity to consume, 0.75. So you've got this extra dollar, you spend some, you keep some. And so we'll go now to working this out. It is simply 1 divided by 0.25 as given to us earlier, and the maths for that work out to a multiplier of 4. Now the second formula that we need is this one. Now the change in total income that will result from an additional $150,000 increase in aggregate demand. Now where did this $150,000 come from? It might have come from consumption, investment, government spending, or a change in net exports. It could have come from any of those sort of factors of aggregate demand. And we use the multiplier that we've worked out earlier. It's 4. And we multiply that by this additional aggregate demand from wherever it's come from, and we'll put that in here. 4 times $150,000 is $600,000. Now we need to put the units in, so make sure that you get this dollar sign, no matter if it's kilograms, dollars, whatever it is, you've got to have the units there. Now, how did this happen? Well, first of all, this extra money that is spent, so you've received an extra dollar and you've spent 75 cents of that. That 75 cents that someone else has received, then they will save some of that and they will respend some of that. And the next person will do the same. So this extra income, this extra $150,000 which we got, has generated extra economic activity. It's spent and then respent and then respent. And you might think about that as a builder who receives additional money from the government for a stimulus program, goes and spends some of that income on their local cafes, supermarkets, what have you, and all those businesses will save a proportion, 0.25%, and spend 0.75. Okay, so it gets respent, and that's how the multiplier generates more than the $150,000. Now the problem here is that if we had a decrease in aggregate demand, we could have a decrease in total income in the economy. So it works both ways. So if there's a decrease in aggregate demand, you need to put a negative sign, and you would have a drop in your total income, and you need to say that. So it's a double-edged sword, the multiplier, but that's how it works.